FaZe needs to get some business done here. They didn't qualify for Berlin. They didn't win the WSOE. They had some cool performances, but ultimately they didn't take home the gold. And they went from being a team that was very easily considered the best in the world to a team that I think has shown chinks in their armor. And, you know, you heard Ghost say it. McCoy said, we're about a year from when we joined Ghost. A lot of these teams, as the roster royale comes around, contracts are starting to expire. Even the best teams in the world are going to be susceptible to sniping, to maybe picking up a player here and there. And getting first place here could potentially secure FaZe as a team that just keeps the roster the same and moves on strong into the future season.
Even though they haven't been winning lately, the tournaments, they've still been doing good. They've been having good placements throughout the tournaments. So it's not like they've been dropping off.
It's not like that, but these are guys, all 4 of them, who want to win. Ask them individually. He wants 5 games today, for crying out loud.
They still have a chance. That's
what I'm saying, but like second place isn't good enough for someone like Fuzz. They want to win.
Of course. I mean, every team here wants to take home that final chicken dinner, that the biggest top prize, the lion's share of the tournament. I mean, 100K, that's a lot of dough. But just talking about a team that's thriving today, we have to talk about a team that's really fallen short and disappointed, so many of us, even the fans at home, is Liquid. Like, they just haven't been finding the right rotations. They just haven't been doing as well as we had hoped and kind of pleasing their enemies, really.
But Liquid is the team, the EU team that has been owning Miramar, and they call it Liquid Mar. So it's time for them to prove themselves now. Can they make it? Can they take home some chicken dinners? Or will FaZe take them? Or what are we going to see?
It's a tough call, because while it may be Liquimar, it's definitely North America Mar, because they have been thriving on it since day one. North American teams have been doing really, really well on Miramar, and they started yesterday really strong there as well. So Liquid, I think, will do good. But we've got a couple of teams that need to, like Dignitas is going to try to rise back up. Wildcard had a pretty good start on Miramar yesterday. These are 2 teams that do well sort of in that setup. And now Set to Destroy, who's had a very rough weekend so far, this could be the trigger they need to get back up into the mix.
But I'm also looking forward to see if Nova can do something about this. We haven't seen
out of
too
left
much from
field.
It's been quiet about Nova. He's right.
Yeah, just out of left field, mentioning Nova. I like that, because you're right. We haven't even been giving them a lot of love up here. But again, to shift from Nova to another team, or should we keep it on Nova for just 1 second? Now I'm having guilt about not talking about them at all. Tell me why I need to love Nova, besides them have an org coming from Canada, which is where I'm from.
I mean, I looked at them before the games today, and they were all warming up, except for one guy.
Tell me.
So Interrogate might have been watching some YouTube videos while everybody else was sitting there playing games, warming up. So seems like Interrogate got his own ways of warming up. Yesterday we saw him playing Clash Royale or something.
Yeah. I mean, that org is known for a lot of mobile games, competing in the mobile scene. So that makes sense, because it fits on their brand, of course. But we should talk about, let's talk about Lions, because they had a fantastic showing yesterday at Miramar, and they fell short, of course, the last 3 matches of the day, because we switched maps. Now we're coming back to the map that they shine on. So they've been doing well so far with this first 3 games. Not top of the pack by any means, but at least climbing up there, as Lions do. So what do you think they're going to do? You think they're going to turn this around?
I think they will. I mean, their style of play is edge, push, and clear, and that's what they're best at. This idea of sort of managing the edge of their circle, continuing to move in and clear as they go, and that works a lot better on Miramar, where there's cover every inch of the way. We saw in Erangel them getting caught in sort of edge, push, and clear, but here's a giant open area in front of us, and then getting lambasted on that transition. So I think Miramar works better to their play style, and if they can get their confidence back, if they can forget about the first 3 games today and say, you know what, this is where we started strong, this is where we want to finish today strong, they could be right back in the mix.
But you mentioned Toughies. Will they be good enough for this, though, with their confidence? Will they be confident enough after dropping? I think they were holding first place yesterday.
They did, and Sonics told me the key to winning is belief and trust in your teammates. And that is true. It's very easy to believe and trust in your teammates on game 1 coming into this, and when you're in the lead at the end of 3 games in Miramar. But after you finished in 16th and 14th and some bad rounds, do you still have that trust and belief in your teammates? Because they need that to get back in the top 5, because they're still close.
Well, I believe and trust in our fantastic casters standing by. It's Sadokist and Avnqr. Take it away.
Thank you very much. Yes, I'm looking forward to this, Avnqr, because we jump on to Miramar. Oh, there you are. How was that? Was it good?
I mean, this cake was actually fantastic. I liked it a lot. I expected
I have to say, you can open your mouth quite wide.
It's because you like cake.
Yes, cake. Carry on, back to...
But look at it. Look at Dave's face. He's absolutely loving it. He's like, oh,
He's trying... Yeah, he's got the mic in there still. Well, that's some Photoshop-worthy content right there. No. PUBG community just saying.
Yeah.
Miramar.
Miramar. The newest map, or the newest big map. Sadokist is obviously the later one, but the newest map to the competitive edition, of course. Actually, something I wanted to talk to you about, like, imagine how big this map is. How long does it take for usually to get a map into rotation in other games? Like, I don't have that much. It takes a long time, but you can feel it here that the players they
in terms of the meta, in terms of the meta, it's going to take it takes a long time. Even when I'll go to Counter-Strike, that's the epitome of it in terms of map pool. We've had 7 maps that's in the rotation forever. Yeah. They seldom change, and when they do, a team that loses a map they're good at, their map pool doesn't. It deteriorates because they aren't as good at the map that came in, and it takes 3 to 4 months for teams to really warm up to it.
And then a map that is 8 by 8 kilometers.
Yeah, and it's different altogether, obviously, because look, I welcome the fact that you're playing both maps competitively now because it changes the meta, it changes things, it gives different tactics to teams, it keeps them fresh, it changes the adaptation required, etc. And there's very different skill sets in different terrains. But you're right, it is going to take teams a long time to warm up to it. Yesterday as well, we saw 3 very center circles.
Yes.
That didn't really leave much for creativity, and I'm hoping today that changes a little bit.
I'm hoping a little bit that we're going to get, the 2 islands out on the east. Let's get an ending there, really throw it out there. Just make sure that we really challenge these teams, because the central circles on this map is just so much easier to get into in the first circle, and it really accommodates these teams that just want to go on foot. But we saw when the Dignitas, they won that game, the whole road going through from Picado up towards Hacienda, like, it's so open, that space.
Can I just say, as a self-proclaimed alcoholic, not really, I get mad when people call it Hacienda because I like Patron.
Del Patron.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just a personal note. I just thought I'd put that in there.
We do have a wonderful plane coming over, though, from the west to the east, easily accessible anywhere. Only the far north, you can't go there, but you can drop and you can get a car if you want to. Mortifying the guys from Team Gates, they're going to get Pozo, Wildcat, they're probably going to go up to La Cabrera. And Nova and Ghost, they're probably going to be going Impala and Puerto, as we saw yesterday. We had 4 teams, actually, in loss. But now it looks like we're going to only have 2. So they're changing it up a bit. Vitality, they're taking over the Minas Generales area because they contested Nova yesterday, and they don't want to do it again. So Nova, they're going to be taking over Impala.
Wow, they've got company there, though. Yeah, I was going to say Penta's going to be in that position already. Obviously, the road divides between the warehouses and the town. There's loot enough for one squad, but there's definitely going to be a bit of an argument between those 2 over position. They'll have a watchful eye on the other. Circle's obviously going to come in momentarily. We'll get a real indication of who's got the benefit of the shift, but you're right, that plane was absolutely perfect. Dead center, gives everyone the chance. And I think, as much as I want circles all over this map, the plane being right down the middle, I think, is the best for everyone.
It's the best start,
if given this map conditions, and as you say, teams not being as acclimated or as warmed up on this map as the others. I want to point out as well on the desk, Lions, they talked about it, maybe lack of confidence today, having the slow Erangel performances. They were phenomenal here. Let's not forget that. Picked up win in Game 3 yesterday and had the lead after we were done Miramar.
And honestly, I think here they're still in 6th, which is okay. If Erangel is by far their weakest map, which we have seen after 6 maps now, I think they're going to be turning up here. But they have to if they want to go into the money. But they're nearly slightly less than 900 points behind FaZe, but they're still very close to the top 2, which of course are hunting. We have seen a circle pop. It's not center. It's slightly off angle. These guys are actually in. You can see it on the minimap. It's slightly in Puerto Paraíso, and Impala is actually also in. But straight, smack bang in the middle, is La Pentita. And area, I like the endings to go on because, the whole crater side, you can fight. It can accommodate so many teams. If it shifts kind of east of La Pentita, it's so much open space, and it's kind of hard for these teams to get into. But Team Vitality, yesterday, they contested 3 times in a row. Nova, they actually lost a few guys. But Vitality, they're, we're going to keep going here. And to be honest, for me, Minas Generales, it's not worth fighting for 2 teams. You cannot split it in 2. It's not easy. You don't want to take a fight. Again, this is 16 teams. There's lots of space on this map for everybody else. Even El Azaha is open. Cruz del Val, Chiaraponga, you could have taken a car and driven there. But we'll see that. Obviously, they have their managers and their coaches. So in the next game, we might see some slight changes as well.
Interesting to note as well that it's obviously just an observation for the keen eye. Na'Vi love the bottom right of maps, or bottom left, excuse me, of maps, no matter what.
They do.
Whether it's Primorsk or now they're down toward the bridge, and they'll be there alone. And both times they're going to have a similar rotations. Valdemar for them. I want to point out just this circle being left without water and the absence of it. It's less predictable on this map too, which is something that teams can't really rely on.
Yeah, I mean, again, we have the majority of the teams that are going to come in from the left, but there's so many roads in the map. This is the 4th iteration of Miramar. There might come some even more slight changes. All the dirt roads that have been added so far, and everything just kind of makes rotations available or able to in the first and the second circle, but then on foot later it's just so much easier.
The interesting thing for me is the second shift. If it includes La Bandita to Impala, I consider that no man's land. That field, that cross from La Bandita to Impala is so open, and there's just nothing to work with. Whereas if this, I think, stays south, if it goes north of that, sort of on 3rd circle or 4th circle, then we're onto something. But if we go south on the next shift into the 2nd circle, there's so much more available to them. Now, I do know, talking to Andy outside, obviously Andy from Method stepping in for Moonwolf in this event, he said he absolutely hates circles that go down toward Aparicio.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's all the whole area down there. You can see how black it is on the map as well. If you're having the map stream open, GLL_map, if you're running a multi-stream. But you can see with that as well that it's extremely terrain, the elevated area and everything. But I actually love it. I love seeing it. I hate playing it because it's extremely difficult because it can accommodate so many teams.
And it's so gradual, right?
It is.
It's not like there's one high ground here and another there.
No.
It's from left to right. It drops drastically. In fact, it's probably the biggest shift in the entire map.
Yes. I love the topography on the map down there. I really like it because it really enables all the teams to be able to come in. You're not, as you said, left in no man's land behind La Bandita and Impala, which is, you have 10 hay bales and a few shacks and compound in there. And as you said, it's really hard fighting there. That's why there's so many teams in these kind of circles that go for, the compound, just one or two guys to make sure that lock it down, because those positions are so... they're so easy to get in the beginning, of course, because nobody kind of wants to go there. But also, if it's shift that way, you really want to have those positions. But as I said, 4th iteration of the map, they have added so many good ridges, more cover, more rocks, more trees, everything. So it really enables the teams to play on foot from 2nd circle.
So shifts already coming in. One to note, Sengel, who have had Georgia Pool all to themselves on Erangel. But they were quick every single time. Despite having so much loot up there and so much freedom, they were quick every single time. As Agroza sits in crate number 1. That's not bad. You can live with that. Full med kit as well, which obviously takes too long to pop when you're in a massive firefight, but full heal. It's interesting to note that they are super quick every single time to try and get mid-circle. The other teams that are on the move early, obviously we've got Team Gates. They're coming down from Pozo. A little bit of an exchange in mid-side of the map around that crate, but it's the other one that we have to watch out for is who's splitting up right now. We've got Rift going in from STDX. He's going to try and find some information, getting in closer toward Los Leones, which is now vacated, by the way. 2 teams starting there. No one wants to stay inside of that city, and I don't blame them. Southside city's a little open, and you can control your angles. Anything sort of past the embassy, right? Oh, those alleyways are lethal.
Extremely lethal. See, even more rotation coming in from the south here, actually. And
Sempti's got shots toward Sengel that's already moving down in, and not only that, Knights are in the same direction. So Sempti's got the shot from a hell of a long range, considering it's an M16.
That's a 300-400 meter shot right there.
Yeah, that's super impressive. And it's 6 times scope, if I'm not mistaken, that he had on that. So either way, he's going to try and push in, get the finish on this, get this over with. Don't let his team get anywhere near him. He's got Penta spotting out for Vitality, but everyone's starting to get positions in the hills to cross, to catch up rotations. There's going to be a lot of them in this circle.
Yeah, just east of La Bandita here. Very good compound to hold down for rotations. Very good compound to have in the first circle, especially when it's dead center here, because the rotations are really, you're really able to get anywhere from there. If it swings west, you can go there on foot. Swings east, you still have your cars safe. Nice finish here. He's going to get all he needs. Actually, a level 2 helmet from him as well, because he didn't headshot him.
So that's 2 solos.
He just blew himself up in his car, and he's dead.
Oh, no.
He's out.
For FaZe, that's a huge... I hate driving on this map, I'm not going to lie. It's a difficult endeavor, but that's one gone already for FaZe. That'll be a welcome sight to anyone seeing that kill feed for all the other teams who are well aware that FaZe have extended well and truly into the lead today. 2 players... 3 out of 5, but the 2 top killers in this tournament are both from FaZe.
Yeah.
You've got Fuzzface, and you've obviously got Gemty on that list. They've got 2 wins out of 3. They said they want 5. They have to sweep Miramar to get that, by the way.
I don't expect them to do that. I mean, it's
I don't either. Let's be honest.
They grinded points on Erangel. It looked too easy for them, honestly. But we'll see here in Miramar. We've got 6 Miramar games in a row. We'll see how well they adapt to this. And again, because they haven't played it that much, there's come a lot of new changes to it. You know, everything with the new dirt roads and everything. I'm not sure they've played it enough to know all the small dips. They know exactly how Erangel is lined out. Every small dip, everything they know how to play.
FaZe in a bit of a fight with Team Gates as they come over from the backside toward Picado.
Yeah.
Southwest side, and immediately spotted up 2 players. Jempty's going to jump inside of the car. They'll reset themselves inside of Picado, where Liquid's already vacated from. Mexi's got a little bit further forward. Just to note as well, every team that's sent to scout, so M19, I shouldn't say every team, but set to destroy Rifts. I mentioned he was on his own. He got found transferring through the map and is already gone. So we've had 3 teams, to make that 4, excuse me, with the inclusion of FaZe's unfortunate circumstances behind the wheel of a car, that have already lost 1 player. Which was actually something that didn't happen yesterday too often on these Miramar fights, because the circles didn't create any transitions, at least not in this amount yesterday. Wildcard, the only team that's not inside of the circle, they're still coming down from Cabrera and obviously up toward the ruins. They had, I think it was Sharpshot going over in that direction, trying to find loot of his own, but they'll take their time. They've got no one actually gatekeeping that side of the circle. Obviously, second shift is going to be detrimental to them if it goes south, but they'll have lots of time to get in there. Meanwhile, Liquid, Ibi, as apparently Ibiza, despite me my whole life being told that's how you pronounce the name of the island, was wrong according to Twitch chat, and they are the Holy Grail. So
he calls himself Ibiza, but I mean, if we call him Ibi, everybody will still understand. Mexi, of course,
Ibi.
The 3rd player, as you said, in the top 5 of the fraggers, though. Liquid, though, they're wanting some blood here. They want to make sure that, as Frost said, that this is Liquid Mar or Liquid Miramar. Oh, how he wanted to pronounce it. Ooh, this nade could be good if it's not cooked. It's gonna roll a long place.
Oh, wow. As if you could, that's like a pool shot. You bounce it around everything on the way to the hole, but it's got a lot of problems. Sees the other nade. He's got to get further down the hill. He's already tagged up considerably and in running. He doesn't have a lot of coverage. The high ground to Liquid, and Gems will put him down. It is indeed their map, and it's the city they drop into. Mexi, that before we can't do anything of it. So him now gone. FaZe down to 2.
Yeah.
They sit at the bottom of the chart for this game.
They're not in a good game for the start. Again, Miramar, they're not as good as Erangel. We gotta admit that. They absolutely dominated Erangel here the first 3 games that D-Man and Lasten casted. We'll see. They might be able to snake it in. Multiple times we've seen them, when they lose a few players, 1 or 2, they go into salvage mode. They just sneak their way in and somehow manage to get into the top 5 with a few kills.
I was wondering if we were going to snap to this. I thought Shakies might try and take the shot. Sengel's already spotting 1 player going by. The other option was that they get the information he's solo. The rest of the convoy is heading in that direction. They've now given up their position, so they might have problems at the bottom side of Graveyard.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of that place. I avoid that place like the plague.
Chris here taking down Andy, actually, with a nice headshot with the Kar 98. Now, Shakesy, that is a wide AK spray with the 6X right there. Nice control, though. He doesn't even have a compensating on it. His sensitivity must be through the roof to be able to control that. Yep. We see here as well, on the map here, you see how spread out the teams are compared to Erangel. They're so much more congested on Erangel because they know exactly where to play everywhere. And they're much more waiting and patient for the second circle, because the second circle is so much more important on this map. Because you need to be in this, you need to be in the center. You need to be closer to the center.
Penta's got to be. Not to interrupt, a little bit careful here. The position at Lebendita, it's got lots of coverage immediately around it, but the fact that they're surrounded and now have information by Knights that they can be pushed in there, that's a hard position to get out of in transfer. So new circle goes toward a southern shift, pretty equilateral from top to bottom, so there won't be too much problems for teams like Sengal and whatnot, but you've got Dignitas that are outside of it. M19 will transfer no problem back through Leon's. It's a bit awkward to do, but Ghost can gatekeep on Nova, and they're already taking shots toward Purdy, so they're aware that he's there. If they even transfer low on the Nova side in the 2 cars, they could then run in toward M19. There is a shift available. It's hard to drive it, but if they go all the way around and get toward the southwest, they can actually take the backside of the circle and be in a perfect position to stab out teams like Set to Destroy, get in behind Na'Vi, make things awkward. Meanwhile, Gates again getting into an exchange. They know WC's close by. Surprisingly, Sharpshot doesn't get spotted by Exco looking through the window, but he is taken down either way. It's going to be FaZe actually coming in from FaZe from a distance to get the kill, and now it's Liquid on top of everything. So the fact that Gates is here, we've got third parties from 2. Good nades, Pride. He gets taken down eventually by the gun. The nade forced him off the angle, and now Wildcard, surely the first team to go down, have just kickstart remaining, and Liquid are well aware that Gates is also in this fight. Now, they haven't shown up in the kill feed, but they'll know there was another team in the building that has yet to contribute, and therefore they could actually push and take over this entire compound. Team Gates has done really well to keep 4 up in this, considering that you had FaZe and Liquid firing in on that.
Yeah, they have a very good spot here in this compound, staying inside. They know now, though, that Liquid is outside, as you said. Kickstart slightly on to the southwest of them. He's just going to hope for the best, hope for the circles to go close to him. He's got a little shack there.
Na'Vi, meanwhile, getting some shots off towards Set to Destroy. That's going to allow M19 the exact swing we mentioned. They won't go as far south as expected, but they certainly... Nova is. They've gone all the way down back toward Pariso, so they can now come back in through Leons. But M19 has good positioning. They're just a little bit split up, so taking fights will be the harder part for them, but certainly they can get a ton of information as to the positioning. Konstantinovic has other ideas. He's going to put pressure onto Na'Vi.
No rotation here. As you said, they're going to come far left. I mean, and as you see on the map here, it's actually quite open, so they can come in, sneak in on the left-hand side here, and let's see. So as well, Vitality, big rotation as well. Dignitas, they had to do it because they're so far out on the eastern side of the first circle, so they have to try to come around. Clever rotations coming in because they know that they might be gate-kept because there's so many teams in the middle, because basically the middle of the first circle was the edge of the second circle because of that hard shift.
I just want to point out, too, Penta made a really good move to get out of Bandita clean and easy, but they Ghost are on their case, and all the outskirts of Leons get extremely awkward. There is a massive open area, and Lions are holding it well. They've got the ridge by the road, offered toward, obviously, Picado. You get toward that whole cratered area. There's so much you can do with it, but it does leave a lot of open space on the cross, specifically down that main highway.
Yeah, this is one of the newer dirt roads I talked about. Very nice that they added these for easier rotations. Yeah, they had to. I mean, it was so hard to rotate it after the second circle, especially when we still have 50 plus 50 people alive. It's just going to be the players. It's going to be so congested inside the circle that you can't really rotate unless you just want to go straight in to a team and die. Be kicked up there. Now, again, Ibiza. I think this is the third time that Ibiza has run down James.
Watch out! The van is rolling.
He did, though. James did walk behind Ibi. So he walked behind the car just when it set in. So, I mean, you got to be careful.
Don't walk behind a horse or you'll get kicked.
Exactly. Especially with the cars here.
That's about their logo, just so you know. It worked on many levels.
That was actually multiple layers here of puns. I like it.
Moonwolf's going to engage onto Ghost. New crate in has an AUG in it. The first one never touched, and it never will be, deep inside of the blue.
I doubt the next one is going to be as well. I doubt the next one's going to be touched as well. Everybody's trying to get into the middle, unless the circle shifts east and somebody gets forced on that side. Well, we'll see. Vitality's going to be able to make it in. Dignitas on the high ground there, but Vitality is going to be making it easy in here. They're going to be coming all the way into Picado on the northern side. They don't know that yet, but they can stop, wait for the next circle to just close in on them, which is in 5 seconds. They're going to be swapping out some cars and getting some Mirados. Super fast muscle cars. Let's look at the next circle here. As I said, it's going to shift, slide to the east here, so there might be a team picking up that AUG and that full level 3 gear right there. This is very, very good for Ghost, and look at that. Moonwolf straight in the middle with a 1-1-2 split in some of the best places in this next circle here.
Edukos absolutely knows that a shot from Ghost was just fired toward his teammate. He's turned his attention. Moonwolf can easily converge on that position. You're right, they've got the best opportunity to get toward that crate, but they've got center circle. Liquid's already on the move. The rotation from Dignitas is going the other way. They've gone well and truly back inside of the blue. They want to rotate back toward Bandita, so they're going to be the biggest shifters and movers in this circle. The rest from the south at Leons, get ready for a massive battle on the outskirts of the city.
Jazza just drove and knocked himself, unfortunately, with the car again. And this is just, again, it's because of this elevated areas. These cars, when you stop them, they just start rolling and you get hit, right? So it's quite hard to control them.
Sucks for the sake of meds.
It does, indeed. You're going to lose a first aid kit and a booster from that. Oh,
good
Lions,
shot,
though.
Lions. Yep, absolutely. That's a FaZe member down. Remember, they're already on just 3 players remaining. Excuse me, on 2 players remaining, and with 1 already knocked, Jempty's going to be the last left alive. Fuzz is out of the equation. There's no way you can get toward him because Lions are looking over him, and Vitality's lost Monkey as well. Sengel finally getting some positional in their favor. As Vitality has to transfer directly by them, Sengel's got the edge of the circle in their favor. It's all about Jempty at this point, though, because Team Gate's working in. Kickstart's still snaking in behind them, but they can easily push on to Jempty. He's got to go aggressive just to stay alive. And here's the transition between both of these teams at the northwest side of the circle. As Sengel has high ground, Vitality really has nowhere to go, and they've got a ridge they can play on the right side, but even when they get to the bottom of that crater, it's wide open again.
That's going to be completely open. Liquid's already in there, so they're trying to make a move through that crater. There's some okay cover everywhere, but if you're in the high ground there and you're looking down the crater, you can just spot everything. Shakesy is going to spot another Vitality member. Ooh, and BSD is going to take down Jazza and Yannick. Look at that. And now Vitality is down to 1 member. 2 of them knocked. Shadow might be able to get
FaZe
up Jazza.
Is out. FaZe is gone at 16th. Jempty was taken down immediately. It's Team Gates that actually pushed in. He had nowhere to go. They got caught in transition, and Liquid were onto them from the very beginning of this game. If they have the confidence on this map, they certainly showed that by getting the first kill onto FaZe and then holding them and forcing... Put it this way, after they lost to Picado, FaZe had no option but to go south. They could not run back toward Liquid. They can't take that fight. Liquid is a team that has the skill to easily control that situation. And then they were pinched because Team Gates got behind them. So really unfortunate rotation timing from FaZe in this game as Krama trying desperately for Nightsfall. Fire with a 6x on an M16. Not a bad weapon for this map in this situation, but he can easily get range toward Dignitas so far as he can see them. The problem is they're going to beat him to the compound and get better positional control in front. That shift as well from the last circle's taken most of the main compounds out of it. Again, it's the south side or north side of Leon, south side of the circle that has the most amount of coverage. M19, Nova, they're all transferring out. STDX has gone well and truly back through the blue, so too as Dignitas did. And they're going to tank this all the way because they want to get, and rightfully so, they've read this well, they want to get the east side of the circle. There's really no one playing in that, and there's a lot of hills there. If that circle transfers to them, they're going to be in an okay position.
And Turtle is going to take down O'Connell from Moonwolf, so Ghost is on top of them. Texas as well. He's still out there. Good stuff.
That's so awkward.
In a rough position, multiple smokes, so he might be able to just make a smoke goal and run all the way into the guys here. Wukapuki is kind of off angle, so he's shooting back at Krama. Krama taking down to less than 50% HP though. Wookie with a SLR. No, that's good. It's an SLR here. He's just going to take more shots. Good stuff. Ooh, one connecting actually. Good stuff. Taking low again. Here, Profi.
Profi's been getting information like crazy for Ghost. He's not lurking so much on his own this particular map. He's been actually playing a lot off his team, but good hold. Shift is actually...
Look at that shift.
It's fair enough. I mean, going north, Liquid's got the dead center of it once again. Kickstart's still snaking, by the way, but it's Vitality forced by Sengel to go south. They run into Team Gates, and they are now gone. As Vitality bows out in 15th place, our second team to be completely removed. Remember, that is all well and good for Kickstart. Just by being a snake in this and outlasting teams, he's going to gain points. He almost has some advantage of being unsighted in all of this, but the shift is going to work against him in some senses because everyone's converging on that lower side, that lower west side. And Na'Vi trying to outrun M19 and Nova because they're in battle between each other. Again, working outside of the city at Leon's. Even them just getting held up. Have Penta still to confront when they try and even get beyond that. So they can avoid each other so much as getting over top of the hills and getting toward the road, getting toward the south side of the circle. But then immediately they run into, it's like out of the frying pan into the fire. They're going to run into 2 other teams that have so much vision and such an open area that they have to cross. That road at the bottom of the circle, by the way, get north of that if you want to weigh your odds right now.
And not cross it directly. You kind of want to get around. You see Ghost is doing it here, right here. They're going to be running straight into a crate as well, but they're going to have Set to Destroy X just above them, so they might run into them later. Wiki Boogie shooting back. Oh, nice at shot. Texas. He's a killer. Currently, before this game, he was the 3rd top fragger out of the 64 players we have here, so he's an absolute beast.
And I'll bet you if you put his kills together in terms of distance, he's way further in his shots than anyone else. He has been hitting some insanely long shots on Car 98s now with a Mini 14. So another kill found. And Dignitas, who picked up a win on this map yesterday, are in good position again with 4 players still alive to do so because they have control of the compound. Wookie Boogie's going to make the transition. They're going to move toward it. Knights is the only one that can confront them, but Uncivil can still work in behind them from the compound. He's got coverage to fire toward that bar. Meanwhile, Profi knows that Set to Destroy X were already in problems, that they were already taken down. Fignato's bleeding out, and he's going to try and push it over. Nade goes in. That should... Oh, did it get over the lip? I don't know if it did. Oh. Just barely shy, but the second one, the Molotov, that'll force them out. Oh. Flames down. It didn't quite get the kill onto Fignado, but he's still forced to move. Survivor's also in the open. Profi's going alone. Solo push. Bollock's just barely getting behind him now. So the man who's aggressive gets there first. He gets Survivor down, and Fignaldo, nothing he can do. A perfect way to remove STDX. 13th place. They're gone, and Ghost will take up all the goodies. They still haven't touched that loot crate, but again, they've cleared this whole east side of the circle. That rotation, and as you say, not crossing directly over the road has worked tremendously for them, because now look at that. South side, no one wants to cross that road. You got M19. Elite players like, you know what, screw it. Someone's got to do it. He gets in a car, and he's just going to book it, because the only chance of getting by, he's already lost Simple, and he's got Konstanovic still out behind Na'Vi with nowhere to go. Lions are gatekeeping everyone. That's a super awkward position to be in.
You have like 5 teams down the south down here. Ghost, though, good position. It might look kind of open here, but Don't let it be fooled here. It's extremely elevated, this area. Moonwolf's extremely good position. Liquid still playing 2-2 split in the 4th circle. That's kind of ballsy. I like it, though. Have a great position, still very open between them, so they can easily rotate if they want to. Single here, though. Taking a shot at Dignitas. All these teams are now coming together. Uber, good position as well. Na'Vi, they're going to be coming in from the southwest. They might be able to force out Team Gates. Down to 1 player. They're going to be taken down in 12th position here. And now they can easily rotate on the left side, on the western side here, into the zone and easily cross this road here because it is very elevated as well on this side. Back to Sangle. They've been fragging out this on this map here for sure. 3 kills already. Unsil's going to be taken down by Drayden. Oh, next circle's going to be having Liquid straight smack bang in the middle. That's absolutely insane for them. Fantastic for them.
And running a 2-2 split. This is it's weighing out the odds of the rotations, but the fact that they're in, this is pretty damn good from them, I have to say. Wookie, the only one from Dignitas that's even in position to contest that. Moonwolf does have the only compound remaining inside, so that's fine for now. They could certainly hold that. Elite player can't contest it. He's left alone. Again, we said it. He basically abandoned the ship and said, guys, I'm crossing the road. Yeah. If it's the only chance we go any further at this point, because they had 3 teams that were holding them off with nowhere else to rotate. Penta's still playing this rather timidly as well in the south, but the next big fight has surely. Moonwolf's going to hold. There'll be some fire in their direction, but the next one's got to be Lions and Na'Vi, you'd expect. And even if Na'Vi want to avoid that and they swing left, it's Gems and Scoom that are just holding the whole left side of that circle. Yeah,
it looks like they decided to stay there. They do not want to move. I mean, when you get the next circle to pop, the first thing you want to do, if you want to move, you want to do it immediately because everybody else is rotating. We'll see. McCoy is going to take down Ghost, though. Or Ghost is going to take down a player. Gustav is going to be stolen by Shexy.
Ghosts are clearing. This is similar to what we saw FaZe do. They know that Moonwolf's exactly below them. Or sorry, excuse me, what Liquid do. When FaZe had the compound in the first map this morning, Liquid knew they couldn't take that fight. They cleared their side of the circle. Ghost is doing exactly that. They're fighting out of the circle, trying to get rid of everyone behind them because they cannot go south. Moonwolf has that whole compound covered off, so Ghost gets aggressive. They have no choice but to fight in this situation. As Knight's trying to evade as well, they're going to run directly into Adam from Dignitas, and he's certainly going to get run over. Breaks go, immediate kill, and it's brilliant because now they've actually controlled that top side. Adam's still down from Dignitas. Wookie's left inside. Ghost want to catch out Drayden. Meanwhile, bottom side of the circle, Na'Vi's committed to working in, and it's Pokémolodoy that sits on low HP, but has to work the fact that his teammate's been run over and doesn't have anywhere to go because Scoom is holding them off. Exactly the fact that they try and avoid Lions and they get stuck with Penta now on one side, Liquid on the other, and it's a triangle of doom because Lions are pushing it over the hill behind them. Jeems knows it. He's going to just get rushed. He leaves the compound. Scoom's in tow behind him because he's aware. If these guys are all busy, if they're all fighting, if they're all reviving, all I need to do is get in and get a nade, but I think he's realized there's a timer on that play, and the lack of firefights in that direction, probably best he doesn't stick his head over the hills. Instead, though, it'll be Lions that do the work for him with Na'Vi getting absolutely picked apart. It's Pokémolodoy that's the only one left in really any situation to do anything because Drainy is removed from him. Completely separate. They're essentially in a 1-1 with nowhere to go, and Jeems and Scoom have already spotted Drainy. Massive damage onto them. Meanwhile, Moonwolf, backside of his compound, is going to spot out and immediately take out the shot toward Nova. Nova's not going to go any further, surely. At this point in time, they've lost 2 members already. Lost as well and truly removed outside of the zone. Zone coming in on top of them as well. Interrogate stuck inside with Purdy to play off of. They've got angles that are in favor, and the kill onto Washout, and Andy actually opens a lot to them because O'Connell stuck trying to rotate in. He lost track. Nova didn't have position in this fight, and O'Connell went for a rotation, a flank, and left Washout with nowhere to go but die, and now he's going to bail. He has to.
Kind of left alone here. Very unfortunate for them, but he's going to make a mad dash for better position in the zone. Actually, in the next shack here, this is a little hay shack we see here that he could maybe run to. Ghost, though, looking at it, and Wookie straight smack bang in the middle as well. Scoom, Jeems, they are also making the move towards the guys from the team. Samty and EB, they're in a good position here. McCoy, though, spotted Sangle. Ooh, taking a headshot himself, though.
That good find. Rezu's taken out at Samty that actually gets the kill instead, but Liquid once again had that circle. Jeems is working back over in that direction, and Scoom's actually having Jeems already run that direction and clear it. Just going to grab a car and head that direction. So Azrael and Lions, who have been very impressive on this map, still sitting south, have 1 player from Penta trying to sneak in. Kate's ahead. It's a really awkward transition, but the team who's got amazing positioning out of this, 2 of them in fact, apart from Liquid who's at the circle just about every time, Sengel at the top and Ghost who have been again clearing and avoiding Moonwolf and avoiding Nova where they are in that compound, now have the hill to fight over. The battle between them and Sengel really defines, I think, who takes control of the entire north side of the circle and arguably the game, because Liquid's going to be so preoccupied holding everyone off at the south. As Samty, good shots. Not bad at all. Who's your gone?
Yeah. They're going to be finishing off. They're going to be 9 kills already with 20 people alive. That's insane. Ghost, though, look at this. Let's look at Ghost here. They're going to get a great 2-2 split. Dignitas has 1 player left. Woogie Boogie in the middle. Sangel, though, is there as well. And look, Samty has spotted Pokemon, the last player from Na'Vi. Taking him down to just a sliver of life. And he's going to survive it, though. It's Samty. He's going to make a Jimbo nade. Look at this. It's going to be perfect.
Boom. See about. Oh, the bounce.
Oh, yeah. A slight bounce. Oh, the next one might be okay. Oh.
Maybe backboarded off the car.
It's a very good. He has a bridge here he can play off, so it's very nice because unless it just travels down there. Oh, there. Oh,
that's like every nade in the game. Yeah. Just a constant airstrike.
Pokemon is going to make a move though, taking some shots as well. Multiple smokes. He's going to play the smoke game here. O'Connell's going to be taken down. So Moonwolf is out in 9th.
Sonic's, by the way, just trying to survive at this point. He's well in the blue. He just wants to outlive. If Pokemon goes down, he gets 1 more position on that alone.
Yeah, he just survived Moonwolf, so it's going to be great for him. Pokemon is going to be taken down. So he actually survived 2 players and now going down himself. So they're going to go out in 7th. So very good for the 6 teams left. We have 2 big teams. Liquid is alive, 4 guys, and Ghost, 4 guys. Zangel has 3 alive. Dignitas has made it to the top 6 here. And then Nova on the southeast. But they have to make a run for it in the open. I hope they have a lot of smokes.
Yeah, Nova's positioning is the most awkward at this point in time. They have very little to work with in terms of coverage, and they've got to get out of that compound. Pollock's well aware of that. Keep in mind that Wookie Bookie is also just snaking at this point in time, so it really is a fight. Kaint in it, sure, fair thing for Penta, but it really is a fight between Liquid, Nova, Ghost, and that's about it. It's all about positioning. Sengel as well, actually, excuse me. They've got a good position at the top side, but Liquid's going to go for the big swing. This is a big rotation. They avoid that entire middle area that's wide open. They'll force Sengel in, and the fact that Ghost is behind them, this is huge play from Liquid. They are putting on a clinic in rotation on this map. We already saw how easily they disposed of FaZe and forced them into an awkward situation. James is spotted, but already has coverage behind the shack, and he's got time to work with on this zone coverage as well.
They're going to be pinch just in between 2 here, and Woogie Boogie is going to pay a huge spoiler as well. He's got a very good ditch to work with. We'll see now. The smokes are coming out. James is going to be taking down 1. So Sangel's out and finished off with Geeker, Shaxi, and BSD is still alive. Now Nova, they're trying to make some push here on the southeastern side so they can get in. But Balak really wants them dead. He's going to be putting himself in a position where he can just gatekeep them completely.
Liquid not overcommitting. They're being smart about this. They've given away Sengel's position as well. They've got to go hunting because now Ghost does fire in from behind. Ibby's worked in South Circle. Kaint still trying to snake, is avoiding Nova, just trying to run in himself. And Nova's in the open. They're going for the transition. Now Liquid's trying to get shots. It's Ibby that's going to do it. Pollock's also transferred back down to try and cut them off. He might have vision any second as Interrogate goes down. Nova surely the next to bow out. This time, surely they can't pull it back in their favor. Pollock's going to take out Interrogate with the nade. James has lost. Kills to both Ghost and for Liquid, and for Nova, it's just Purdy, and it's not a very Purdy situation to be in at all because Kaint is still on one side of him, and he's really not got much to work with. Liquid's going to transition back below. James is getting spotted out. Ghost have taken center circle, and McCoy's going to swing. He's gone solo many times, and in fact, early on Erangel went down a number of times yesterday, but this swing could be perfect because BSD and Shakies know that Liquid was to the right. They have no idea that he's going to be behind them. This should amount to kills, and I think this becomes a Ghost versus Liquid game very quickly.
I think so too. Purdy left alone, Kaint left alone. They might spot each other down in the south. Skoom, good position inside the zone. Have a very good ridge to work with here, as you see. Shaxi and BSD, they're just gonna lay down low though. McCoy play big spoil of those teams. Let's see the Liquid guys. Oh, James gonna be taken down by Profi though, and now they need to get him up. The zone is closing on them. 4 seconds left. We'll see the next zone. Just the 8th one.
McCoy's gone by.
Oh, and
McCoy's overlooked it. It's gone east, but McCoy's overlooked this. Ghosts have made the right call. They went south. Pollock was watching toward Nova the whole time. They now have control of this. Liquid are going to leave James. Take it back. Excuse me. I tell a lie. There is a second player that was resing him. I didn't see it on the minimap. So Skoom actually was on top of him. That'll leave all 4 players alive. But McCoy, okay, has gone back to find Sengel. This is a game that Sengel very much needed. They've had poor results throughout, but Unfortunately, they won't go much further. It is just BSD. McCoy's going to gatekeep them, hold them off, while the other players from Ghost hold the circle. Remember, they're the only ones with real estate. They control the fate of pretty much every other team trying to transition in. And McCoy, he's going to leave BSD and try and support because Scoom's in the open. Jeems knows that they're high side of them and wants to rotate back on his own to control the situation, get a crossfire set that will protect Scoom as they try and run toward Ibby. And Kaint is still in this from Penta behind them. They don't know that.
Just snaking. Purdy as well is alive. Oh, Balak has a great position here. He's just on the edge on the southeastern side of the circle, the new one, and he can easily peek over. Purdy has popped the smoke to make sure that he is covered in Shroud. And Scoom here also pushing. They're spending a lot of time. Two guys are spending a lot of time on making sure that Erangel will be taken down here. They're actually far on the west side.
Comes Kaint. Here comes Kaint. They didn't know he was there. Finds one already. Ibby's gone. Liquid lose a player. Scoom, now aware of it, is going to go immediately into the ground. Is he spotted? Kaint seems to have an idea as to where he is, but he's in the zone. He's getting tanked. Just barely gets in, but not good enough. Because in running, he leaves himself susceptible. He leaves himself open. Our other snake, though, is Purdy. And he's going to catch off everybody inside. Turtle, does he get the kill back? No. Bollock's gone down, and Purdy's still just sitting pretty now inside of it. He's turned this around. He's turned this around entirely. Profy's the next to fall. They don't know where Purdy is. And Turtle has to hit the deck because Purdy's absolutely destroying them. They're pulling Ghost apart. Seriously good effort from Nova, but Ghost, having cleared out Liquid, turned all of their attention back that direction. And they owe a favor to Kaint because Ghost pick up a win, and Liquid got picked apart by a man they had no idea existed.
Fantastic play here by Ghost. And look at the amount of kills on them as well. 14 kills for them. Fantastic game. 440 points. Lost. And the guys from Nova, nice surviving in the end. Only 5 kills to the name. Liquid, though, look at that. They have 13 kills as well. Penta made a good effort trying to get into the end of the zone here. 3 kills to them. Erangel, kind of the best game we've seen from them so far. That is a 6-kill top 5 right there. That's okay for them. That's one of the best games they've had so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Erangel desperately needed that. They have not had many games go in their way. Again, they were early to rotate away from the Pozo in this case, but again, north side, northwest side of the map. Purdy did a hell of a job. I mean, the fact that Kaint got Liquid and divided them, that gave Purdy the right to actually try and clutch that back against Ghost. And the fact that he knocked 2 in that situation, that's a good effort without much coverage, and read it very well on how to play that. Kaint, absolutely. I mean, Liquid played, I thought, Ghost and Liquid put on clinics on how to clear the side of the circle and control all of their territory. They basically knew where they wanted to play. They knew where teams were, and they said, all we got to do is guard them, hold them off, be aggressive in 2 situations where all they did was just work up and down on each side of the map. Fortunately, the circle went away from Liquid, and then Kaint just obliterated them.
Two snakes playing huge spoilers to these teams that had 4 guys alive until the very end and then losing a few here and there, but played it perfectly, though.
I played it perfectly, but Liquid also, they'll be kicking themselves a little bit by the fact that they got taken by a snake. More so because, let's not forget, FaZe, who have been dominant today, went out 16th in this game, and Liquid was a big part of that. That was a chance for them to capitalize. Na'Vi as well, they're the closest to FaZe in this situation. They couldn't really get much done. Pokemon tried to do everything he could as a snake, but got caught out by pretty much every single angle, like 5 nades thrown in his direction, and then everyone
we talked about this creator side. They came in the end, and they had the high ground. Liquid playing 2-2, holding that high ground. So they needed that so hard for that later stage of the game. You know, there's 3 teams just trying to get into the side of the crater, but they had 2-2. That 2-2 split kind of opened up for the kills. You know, the 14 kills for them.
Well, $500 for a chicken dinner. Ghost now have won 2 of them. FaZe still have 3 and might still have the lead, but this was a big win for Ghost. They're standing by with Dave.